Innovation and Entrepreneurship. He is actively involved in the College Innovation and Entrepreneurship Development Center (IEDC), where he mentors students on technology-driven projects, nurturing the next generation of engineers and innovators. In addition to his academic pursuits, Dr. Fani also works as a consulting engineer for Nextas Mobility Services Limited, a company based in T-Hub, providing expert consultancy on battery life prediction for electric mobility solutions. With a career deeply rooted in education, research, and real-world innovation, Dr. Fani continues to bridge the gap between academic excellence and industry relevance. I welcome you, sir, for the session. Yes. But tomorrow morning you have only 2 days, and you have నేను పంపించేనా
So thank you everyone. So I'm here to give a quick talk on career pathways and emerging trends in data science for electrical engineers. So this title so this title here we can see Vidyut, we all know, which is meaning electrical. Basically, this video in our actual Sanskrit is used in very different contexts, like for batteries, for biological storms, for knowledge, which is actually growing in the form of video. In different contexts, this word is used. So, Abhinantana, meaning Jinesh, Kurte, Ankara, meaning data, Vignana refers to science. Then Udayamana, which is basically meaning rising or emerging. And then Prabhudaya, that is the current. So which is trending nowadays. This is the actual title in which we are going to discuss what are the career pathways. So we will see some introduction to what is data science and other aspects. Then we will dive into the career paths. So initially we will see what is data science. You all know. Some of you must have taken some media courses on it. Uh, so basically, whenever you are dealing with data, so you want to do research on it. When you are doing research on it, it becomes science. So when you are digging deep into what the data contains, what can you bring out from the data? That is what we are interested in as a data scientist. What impact can we make? Say, for example, in the case of electric vehicles, uh, if you want to predict the battery status, if just with a mere parameters like voltage and current, things will not, we cannot derive much. If you look at the rate of change of the voltage, if the rate of change of viscosity, when you when you do differentiation or number differentiation or the integration, look under the area of the curve, okay, how the area under the curve is uh, changing over a period of time. Certain those derived parameters they will give us more insight into what is happening to the actual machine or actual physical device. So that we can have better control over it. So as electrical engineers, we see this data science as a separate and a non-linking aspect of the technology. But nowadays it has become very uh, uh, important to connect to the data science so that what work we used to do as electrical engineers previously, now it is going to change completely because data science is there. So if we don't use data science, someone will be using it. Okay. So what is data science? It is an interdisciplinary field using scientific methods, process, algorithms, and systems to extract knowledge and insights from the structured and unstructured data. This is what I was referring to. Then, using the data science, we can do analysis in a much deeper way so that we can optimize the performance and predict the failures. Most of the time, we will be, as engineers, we will want this optimization of performance of any device. This is where engineer comes into picture. Then, so without data, this would not be possible. Suppose you want to reduce the size of the PCB that is present in this projector. You want to study different types of projectors that are there. You want to understand what are the problems in that in those projectors. Where can you minimize the space of the PCB? Now you have to study the performance of different PCBs that are available in the market. You have to get the data. Only with that data you can analyze things and you can find out the solution of reducing the space occupied by the PCB. Or how better you can do the thermal dissipation. All those aspects can be understood only if you study data. If you more and more products that are available in the market. So it is also important for us to understand to study different aspects of the technology. So as an engineer, you should understand different technologies. Okay? As an engineer, you should understand where to use what technology, okay? And which fits into which better. So to optimize things, you need a certain tools. Okay? Which tool is better? Depending on the data that is available to you, if it is a time series data, you will use a particular tool. If it is a raw data that is available, you will use a different tool. So as an engineer, we should be familiar with different technologies that are available in the market first of all, and we should have a engineering mindset so that we can use those different technologies at the as a design request or that design demands. So, so this sloka basically is Eka Shastra. Basically, okay, I'm not going into the studying of this. So studying confident will not be enough. It will be like a sun having one single light. That means there is a blind spot. You, as an engineer, you cannot see the full spectrum of possible things that you can do. Okay, you will be restricting yourself because that part of the solution that you can provide it will not be feasible for you because you don't know data science. So why should we embrace data science? First thing is there is a massive data growth that is available. I think in the previous lectures you must have heard. We are going beyond 10 to the power 15 gigabytes of data. So here and there is a hybrid skill that is in demand. With only electrical engineering, we cannot flourish in the future because that is the demand of the market. So if you have data, if you have electrical engineering background, if you know the basics, fundamentals of electrical engineering, but also if you can do something in data science, then the probability of getting a job or going into the market is very high. Or sustaining our jobs in the market, that will also dependent on how large this intersection is. What more can you do? So these are some of the examples. So energy and utilities. So if you are a smart grids, obviously you need data. You need to do more of the data. Smartness, you all know, we will have sensors. How many sensors? Some lakhs of sensors. And each sensor, suppose it is giving you data at every 5 minutes. Suppose every 5 minutes one data. There are 1 lakh sensors. So every 5 minutes you are getting 5 lakhs of data. You can imagine, put that 5 lakhs of data in Excel and try to analyze how huge is the data. So for every 1 hour, how much data will you get? For every day, how much data you will get? Like that, there is huge data that is available. Previously, having data, if you know Excel or some kind of tools, that would have been enough. But nowadays, it is not so. We need to dig deep into the data. That is the requirement nowadays. Then renewables, power systems, if, all these areas are in demand of data science. Okay. And companies like Siemens, Tesla Energy, they are looking for is engineers who knows data science and also can understand electrical engineering concepts and also do data science on it. Next sector is semiconductors and electronics sector. There you need you will have to use optimization. You may have to use FPGA acceleration. So companies like Intel, TSMC, they are looking for engineers who can do these tasks. Yeah, and nowadays you know with the Make in India concept, more and more electronic based companies are coming into India. Okay, they are setting up their plants. So this is of top demand now. Then comes the automotives and robotics sector. People should have EV analytics and autonomous systems. They should be able to understand and deliver. Companies like Tesla, Waymo, they are looking for engineers who have these capabilities. In the telecom sector, it should be able to understand 5G, 6G, and how you integrate AI as an optimization. Companies like Qualcomm, Ericsson, they are looking for people who have this knowledge. Then predictive maintenance. Suppose we have a factory. Nowadays, we all know this is right. Industry 4.0. What happens in Industry 4.0? It is almost fully autonomous. You must have heard about a dark factory that China has already built. There is a concept of dark factory where human is present, but the size of the factory is like 2 or 3 times the size of a football ground. Okay. And each second, number of phones are coming, being produced and it is coming out. Okay. That is where they are heading. And we are also talking about people sitting in another country and operating the factory that is here. It is because of the presence of IoT and industry is IoT, IIoT, we call it as, okay, that is playing a major role nowadays. Companies like Siemens, GE Digital, if you go and see their websites in the career, there are listings of what are the jobs they are offering and what is the requirement. They need electrical engineers who can understand the terms, who can understand the problem, can give a solution to that. But that solution is obviously based on the data that is available. Data scientists and electrical engineers now they cannot be separated. As an electrical engineer, if you try to talk to a data scientist, they will not know the things, they will not understand your problem. Rather, you study data science, not fully part of it, then you can solve many problems. So these concepts are already covered by other eminent speakers. I'll just throw a light on it. First, as a data scientist, you need to understand what is data collection and cleaning. The data collection actually goes about you have 1 lakh sensors every 5 minutes. If you are getting the data, fine. What if some of the data is errors? There is noise. Then you have to do this cleaning. You will use something like Kalman filter. Those techniques you will use and you will clean the data and use it. Then you will have to do statistical analysis on it. And so which unfolds the patterns, relations, and make inferences from the data. Like what I spoke before, integration or differentiation of the data. Okay. You can convert the because you need not see the data as such. You can divide the data into batches. Okay. Understand each batch of data separately. Okay. Bring out a something like a mean value out of it or a RMS value out of it. And then study these RMSs. Or you have a graph. You for a block of data, you can plot a graph, take the maximum value out of it, okay, and then do the loci of the maximum points. It depends on the problem. But statistical analysis has to be done before you go for the machine learning. So at this stage, you will be developing the algorithms and developing the algorithms specifically for the problems. So here, you may use algorithms like LM algorithm, LSTM algorithm, XGBoost. There are many deep learning, recurrent neural network based learning algorithms that are available. If, which you can use it for the machine learning purpose. Then, very important thing is data visualization. Unless and until you are able to analyze the data, analyze the output that is given by this machine learning algorithms and visualize the data, the first thing is will not be able to understand it. Even though you understand it, if you are working under someone, your owner or the company CEO or the CTO, they are not familiar with the coding or whatever result are directly given by this machine learning. So you need to put those data in a specific tabulation or in a specific pie chart or different kinds of visualization tools. It may be a 3D plot also. It all depends on how you try to understand the data. Then finally, deployment and real-time processing. This is actually where our electrical engineers can come in full scale. When you talk about deployment, The buzzword nowadays is anyone? Cloud. Cloud is fine. Cloud. Deployment. Okay, you can deploy the uh, project in the cloud, that's fine. As electrical engineers, yes, EV loads. Load. We have something called as edge computing. Heard about edge computing? Suppose I place a microcontroller inside this fan. Okay. I need not connect all these fans together and play room temperature sensor and a microcontroller and then operate all these fans uh, as a whole. I can put the edge computing on the fan processor, okay, and fan can take its own decision. That is edge computing. This is where deployment comes into picture. Whether you want the entire system to work as a multi-agent system or whether it should be operated centrally. It all depends on again on the problem and the solution that you are providing to the customer. I'll skip some of the slides. So traditional electrical engineering tools that we use are MATLAB, okay, and simply some of them use LabVIEW. Okay, and there are many other platforms for Free Fire other things. Okay. Uh, Basically to do modeling, simulation, and data analysis. You can also do data analysis in MATLAB. Okay. Python ecosystem, which is trending nowadays because it is open source. So for Python ecosystem, we can use Jupyter notebooks, PyTorch. These are all the libraries, PyTorch, scikit-learn. These are basically used for data exploration, machine learning, and deep learning. Coming to the big data processing, if we have gigabytes of data, then we go for Hadoop, Spark. So these are the tools that we use to analyze big data, essentially for handling and processing large scale of data sets efficiently. Then we have the cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. There are also private cloud platforms that are available like Geo Cloud, Airtel. I don't know whether it has. Uh, so there are also private players coming in. Okay. In the future, as electrical engineers, we all know majority of the usage of electrical engineers is to maintain data centers. Data centers, people are coming and investing in huge numbers here. Google, we say Google, Meta, okay, everyone is looking for placement of their data centers. Okay. As electrical engineers, we should make sure that electrical power supply is given to them. Okay. And the requirement is very different compared to a normal load. We all know load can be divided into critical, non-critical. So these data center loads will be critical. We cannot afford to shut off the power there or not give a quality power supply there. So it all depends on how you maintain these cloud platforms. So coming to the career pathways for a data scientist in electrical engineering domain, suppose you go to a power plant, your job will be to optimize the energy generation. I know one cousin of mine who is a CSC graduate. He got a good mark rank in GATE. He is now in power grid. His job is to understand the trade of the electrical energy between the states or between the grid. The task given to him recently I spoke is to use a uh, neural network based algorithm to understand how to increase their profits. So there they have recruited a separate person who is good at data science. In future, as an electrical engineer, if you are not able to understand those terms or deliver solutions using those concepts of data science, then you will become obsolete. In the manufacturing sector, as we already spoke, industrial IoT is there. There, improved production efficiency and quality control has to be done. Then predictive maintenance of machinery has to be done. So, first thing you should know as an electrical engineer what is this, and then try to use data science to achieve this. So there are two different tasks as I told you before. So then comes the automation. Yes, developing intelligent automation systems for industrial processes and robotics. Again, what tools to be used? You can use Python, SQL for database integration, and Tableau for data visualization. These terms will be new for us as electrical engineers, but there is no other way we should learn them. If not fully, at least the basics so that we can converse with the data scientist initially. So we say generally there is saying Kare Karote Yet Karma Sutame Param Paramuchate. That means you do he who acts at the right time enjoys success. For us, this is the right time so that we can learn both electrical and data science and go into the market, build our resume, and solve the solutions that the market demands. This is not fully visible. Due to lack of time, I will not fully go through it, but what I have given here is the job title, and the skills required, and what are the companies that are looking for this skilled jobs. We'll see the first two. First one is power system data scientist. Okay. The skill set that is required will be Python, machine learning, time series analysis, and grid operation. So they must also know SQL, MATLAB, Simulink for modeling and designing. Companies that are looking for this kind of skill set are Siemens, GE, in GE there is renewable energy, then there is ABB, Schneider Electric actually, then there is Tesla Energy. Like this, depending on the requirement of the companies in the market, we can actually categorize them into different things and we can understand what is the requirement and what are the companies that are hiring these engineers. So previous slide was about the electrical engineers. And this is if you are a good data scientist, okay, what are the job titles and what are the skill sets that are required and what are the companies that are looking for them. So here these slides will be circulated, so we can go through. So what is important is what are the salaries of in-demand data science jobs? Just to give you motivation. Okay. So if you see, this is the bar graph, you can directly understand the statistics of this, right? So if you are a data scientist, you will be paid around $123,000 in a year. If you are a machine learning engineer, you will be paid about $150,000. There are many roles you can see here. Machine learning scientist, applications architect, enterprise architect, data architect, infrastructure architect, data engineer, business intelligence developer, statistician, data analyst. These are all the jobs that are offered by the companies in the market. You should see where you fit in. If you are motivated by this part of the graph, then choose to become a machine learning engineer and try to solve electrical related problems because there is huge money in electrical engineering. So there is a saying, Parajartana Jivanam Navinata Grahana. So that means change is like embrace innovation. In life, there will be change that is required. So we will have to embrace it. Otherwise, what will happen? If you don't embrace the change, what is going to happen?
Partner.
Sir?
Partner.
Okay. There is something called as job satisfaction, right? So today you do something, okay, tomorrow also if you do the same thing, a day after tomorrow, after 1 year, you are doing the same thing, obviously you will get bored first of all. So obvious thing is you have to embrace the change. Okay? Unless and until you are happy about the amalgamation of data science and the electrical engineering, then you will not be happy even if you are doing it. Embrace the change, then you will become a good electrical engineer. So whatever previously displayed roles or the or job that are offered, I have put this here. And what are all the skill set that is required? I have put it here. So if you want to become a data scientist, okay, you should know programming in Python or R language, electronics, SQL, you should know machine learning. Okay, you need not know a computer vision, how it works. Okay, that is not necessary for becoming a data scientist. You need not know how the pipelines work, data flow works. Okay, but you should know how a business valuation of that particular thing is done. Okay, if it is not economical, how do you stop doing the project? Is that thing. So, what are the skill sets that are required to become a data scientist? Okay, to become a ML engineer, what are the things you should learn? The core focus is for a data scientist, you should know the insights of each and everything, and also importantly, machine learning models. Okay. Similarly, for machine learning, you should know ML models and their deployment, how to deploy it in the hardware or the cloud. For data analysis, you can see you should know programming, SQL, data visualization, statistics, testing, and also the business point of it. Like this, you can use this table to understand where you stand. What if you go out and study Hadoop, what kind of job roles are available to you in the market? So this table will give you that insight. So this is developed by me. It is not in the formal iteration. यंत्र हमारा समूह यंत्र from our विद्या. That means make machines as smart as the mind, master automation to succeed. You all know there are two things that are driving the job market today. One is automation, the other is one is this ChatGPT kind of platforms, the other is automation. Okay. So it should be good at one of them, try to apply that to your electrical engineering. Otherwise, you will become obsolete. So this is another kind of a representation. All the different job roles are here, and what do you need to do? If we can have an association degree, something like a diploma kind of a degree. Okay. If you have, how much you will be preferred? If you have a bachelor's degree in that particular domain, okay, how much will you be preferred? Okay. If you have a master's degree, something like statistician, a data architect, then say machine learning scientist, okay, they all require you to have master's degree. That will be the minimum qualification to apply for the job. Then PhD or postdoctoral is only very few of the things require that, something like application architect, machine learning engineer, scientist. You can see science if you have to become a scientist and if you want to apply to those jobs, you should need a PhD. So what depending on the degree that you have, depending on the expertise you have on this, you will be getting jobs. So for the entry level of roles, you will be called as a junior data scientist, data analyst, and research assistant. As you grow in either in degrees or with your expertise, you can become mid-level roles. You can go to the mid-level roles, data scientist, machine learning engineer, and business analytics. Then, if you have to go to senior level roles, your responsibilities will be data science managers, directors, chief data officers. So, unless or until you have a vision, okay, suppose you are here, you want to become this. So, what ladders you have to take? Okay, how you should proceed further? So, you should have that roadmap with you, right? So, this is that. Then data back tips for ATS friendly resume. How many of you done this? Prepared your resume using AI? Clear? Don't want to say it openly. Okay. So basically, you make the resume using AI. Okay. On the other side, there are shortlisting your resume using AI. Okay. Whether you reveal it or not, if you make it, you can make your resume using AI. There is no fault in that. There is no plagiarism that is going to be checked and you will be removed based on whether you develop your resume using AI. Okay. But the thing is, the second one, they are shortlisting your resume using AI. There is no one sitting there, HR. You don't expect an HR to keep turning pages and read whatever you have written. No. So, if you are a smart person, you will try to understand how this shortlisting is happening, what are their expectations. Okay. I have put some examples here. Say, for example, if the job requires Python, SQL, Tableau, okay, ensure these appear naturally in your resume. Passing phrases, sorry, you should know, use job specific keywords in your resume. Depending on the call for job, they will be expecting some skill levels. If you have those skill levels, try to enhance or give more details about those skill sets. Whatever projects you have done, what is the solution you have provided, where is your intelligence playing a major role there. Try to build your resume in this respect. And finally, I would like to say, yatra data, tatra jnanam, yatra jnanam, tatra vijaya. This is developed by me. Again, yatra data, tatra jnanam. Wherever there is data, there is knowledge available. And wherever there is knowledge, there is success. Vijaya. Okay. So with this, I would like to close my session. I will share the PPT because I have missed some of the points here. You can refer to the PPT. Thank you.
Thank you for the analytic data science applications. Dhanyawad, Shukriya. All the participants are requested to fill the feedback form, which you can access now. Please, you will be accessing, you will be getting access link by 5 o'clock. Okay. If you complete both the things, then only you will be getting certificate directly from the Atal portal. That is not in our hands. Directly you can download from your Atal login portal. So feedback you can finish it now. Questionnaire we are about to submit. You will be getting before 4 o'clock. After submission of those two, we will be getting your certificate.
Automatically from the portal.
Portal you can download.
Unless until you give the test and feedback is submitted.
You won't get the.
Having 5 o'clock it is it will be open or before 4-5 o'clock. I feel 5 o'clock it will be opened or before 5.
By 5 o'clock they will get the access for this one. Feedback you can submit now. Some of the participants submitted.
Test will be there.
For test you have time, but feedback you can. Even feedback
I
also.
finish before.
You can wait for 2 minutes for the.
Please wait.
Meanwhile, those who have come from the other colleges, participants, you will be getting your certificate from the portal. Meanwhile, we have created some present OD, like you will attend the certificate. This you can submit at your parent college. Actual FDP workshop certificate you will be getting from your website or other portal. This you can submit in your college. If you have any doubts while submitting your feedback and for attending your quiz, just you can contact at any time.
We can post it on system.
Ma'am, Swalpa ma'am just now. Better.
No, for the queries, they
Ah,
are mentioned.
you can post your queries in the WhatsApp group.
Remember? Submission. Action.
We apply for.
Subramanian. Only change. Next.
We saw in the application. If you have any doubts, you can post your queries in the WhatsApp group. All of you can open now. Please provide the result. Shall we share your wider password and yes, you can open your mobile. Go to your tab, like profile. Just click on participate again 3 lines. Where you have breakdown as every piece in that personal feedback. After going for feedback, select our FDP, then it will be going for directly redirecting to your feedback form. Okay? Pushottam sir, you also submit.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the ma'am will do it. Sir, go on. Senior faculty participants also has to submit the same feedback form and question. If you want to help with mobile data, you can take the help from our Vaisa. Ma'am, we need to take password with the student, participants and students. Now they want to submit feedback. Question will be other way. Otherwise, only 4-5 members are attending. Teaching condition.
Yes.
That's all. Teaching and teaching. Teaching and
రావులు కొత్తగా చూడు
And Minister, HOD Maxi Lakshman, today's picture, funny sir, and I request. Also, it was find the restrictions. Let's say my please start. Thank you. Thank you. For your wonderful presentation. I request feedback about the workshop. Today workshop. Okay, please stand up. Please, can anyone? I think in pictures, sir.
Right.
Sir. Will be recorded.
So good evening all. I am Subramanian. I am from Engineering College, located at Patel Udon. It's very nice session workshop on AICTE. It is a data science related to electrical engineering because of nowadays as electrical engineering it is somewhat downfall. So if you go for as a emerging technologies, it's very important thing as a job oriented point of view, as a future technology also. So thank you very much for giving wonderful opportunity for attending this workshop. So if you are these two days, it is they're organizing very nice. Maintaining. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Glad to attend your workshop. Here. Previously, before COVID also, I attended two workshops here. It was 2 weeks workshop. It was really awesome. Hospitality is also good. I'm really thankful to all the teaching staff and non-teaching staff, people who helped us. And really thankful to HOD for this questions and I'm thankful to coordinators. This feedback is from all participants, not only me. I was really encouraging to attend weekly meetings. Because nowadays, everyone are seeing that growth for the department. So conducting these workshops is much encouraging and motivating. Thank you.
Good afternoon, I am Dr. Vinay from Enginee. And actually, I was called upon by Dr. Sindhi sir here to attend this. I was hesitating because post-COVID I did not attend any such offline. But as it is always there, our electrical people will conduct in a very systematic way and very vibrant because as expected. And the content taken, the data science applications and prospectus for electrical engineers. Of course, the way the speakers have handled the sessions were really good and it was very connecting. Definitely, you brought back again this kind of offline culture. See, attending online sessions is not so interesting to us, probably being 90s kids. Maybe these kids would be interested. But we always get connected easily to offline sessions. And thank you, Sir Ramesh sir. Thank you, Sir Lakshmanaran sir, and thank you, Pani sir. And students, one small suggestion to you. The way the session is being prepared by Pani sir and Ramesh sir and Lakshmanaran sir were very interesting. If you really had put in some, focus, it would definitely be helpful to you because we somehow got to some stage of life, but you are now, budding engineers. You please focus on these kind of sessions. Definitely, you will be taking some, delta X learning.
I request all the participants and the students to join for its Please wait, then. If you want, workshop, you contact. అంటే కాడే శ్రీకాంత్ ఆ జియో ట్యాగ్ లో తీసుకున్నారమ్మా ఇదే చేసేస్తుంది కొంచెం కూడా చేతులు చేస్తుంది కూర్చోండి సరే సరే మేడం